The 6th of June 2020 is a date that's going to live in infamy. It's going to live that way for a long time. And it's because of the awful actions committed by the police in that day to peaceful protesters. I was caught in that operation of kettling. And I thought there are a million ways I could present how bad the situation was getting. But I thought the best way to do that is to get the words of the protesters. So here they are. I hope it opens your eyes. I'm here with three girls. You guys are all how old?
15.
15.
14.
14 and she's
17.
She's 17. So we're currently in the middle of a kettling operation. We are in between two sets of police officers. How do you guys feel?
Bad, because I was at the front and police officer put his hand around my neck and pushed me away twice, and I said I can't breathe, and he said I don't care, I'm trying to move you.
How do you guys feel about how the police have been treating you?
I feel angry. They won't move, they won't let us out.
I'm outraged. I came here to protest, and I've done this for the second time. And the first time it was peaceful and it was successful, and I went back home feeling proud of myself. And now I'm coming back here, and I'm like, right, I regret coming here now because they're fucking treating us like animals. We don't do nothing but stand here and protest for the black people, and they're coming here as if we've trashed the place, as if we're hating people, as if we're thugs. Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting, and I want to go home. My mom's worried about me. I'm with my sister right now, and I don't know how to protect her. Because I can't leave, and nor can I stay here, so I don't know what to do.
How do you guys feel about not being able to go home right now?
I feel angry. I came here knowing that I was going to go home. I came here knowing that we were going to protest and then leave, and now they're not letting us leave. It's just that it's so confusing.
How do you feel about not being able to go home?
I feel upset. I feel outraged. I feel angry. And I'm even more angry that there's no justice that's being served, and the government is still overpowering the people. And the way black people are being treated, I saw a black man getting pushed on the floor and getting beat up with a baton. And I'm not fucking happy about that. So that's how I feel.
What you've just heard are the words of children. 14, 15-year-old children who were trapped in an operation by the police till gone midnight. An operation that, according to the legal observers that were on the scene, is an illegal action. And by the fact that they did not have the rights to be letting people go only if they handed over their details. The police do not have that right, but they acted like they did. And when you're trapped, when you're encircled by police on the assumption of your guilt based on Section 15 of the Police Act, when they assume you're guilty, what do you think people are going to do? If you're going to treat people like criminals, don't be surprised when they start acting like criminals. There were kids in there, and they were stuck till gone midnight on the illegal orders of the police force. I was at the front lines. I was standing there, and I was begging with the officers to let the kids go. Let the kids go at the very least. Kids that had mothers and fathers were worrying as their batteries slowly died on their phones, so they wouldn't be able to contact them, so they wouldn't be able to check they're all right. And in some places, those kids would have been in a situation far worse than this. But you know what we did? As a movement, as a people, we took those kids in, made sure they were all right. People gave them water, food, whatever they had, and they let them use their battery packs, let them use their phones when they needed to call their parents. And the police and the Prime Minister says we're thugs. We're not thugs. We are activists. We are protesters protesting an ugly, abhorrent system. And one night of this would have been enough. One night of the police exercising illegal orders and doing things that weren't just morally right but were completely illegal. But no. Those stories were from the 6th of June. I went back the next day, 7th of June, and they did the same thing again. Luckily, this time they didn't use the horses. And the horses, when they charged at us, when they charged at unarmed protesters on horseback, luckily that didn't happen the second night. But it's sad that it didn't happen because of the inhumanity of charging at people on horseback, but rather it didn't happen because they might injure their officers. So here are the stories from the second night. Alright, so according to some of the officers there, they are calling what's happening here a breach of the peace.
Calling it racism, straight up racism, because there's a whole load of black people here. It's racism, innit? Like the police don't like seeing a whole load of black people in one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a bit impressed, but you know what I'm saying, innit?
They said this is a breach of the peace. That is the words they use. So, how do you feel the fact that we are playing traditionally black music and that we are dancing, but they're calling it a breach of the peace? How does that make you feel?
Well, to be honest, this is just our culture. Our culture is to play music, be loud, be beautiful. We're beautiful people as well. But if they see this as an act of violence, then they don't know what I don't really know for them. Like, this is just peace. Does it look like anyone's being violent? Like, ooh.
Hey, I want my voice altered. Lives that you can see here have been declared a breach of the peace by the police. How does that make you feel? And therefore a crime punishable. No, it's not. We've got a right. We've got every single right to protest in it and do what we like in it. They're keeping us trapped here. They're not letting us go home. They're basically trying to keep us trapped here in it, just so we can get angry so they can arrest us. It's a tactic that they use.
These guys are under the ages of 18 and they need help. So I just want to say, how do you guys feel about not being able to leave?
I mean, like, it's late. Like, I'm trying to go home, go sleep, but I can't. Like, they're keeping us here for nothing. They're talking about we're being violent, but we wouldn't be violent if they weren't violent in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
My phone ran out of battery and we were going to go home so I could charge it so I could get home because I don't live here. And now it's completely lost, don't know where it is. They went and asked one of the police officers or sergeants or whatever, and he literally said that he can't do anything unless he has my details, and then he'll think about helping to look for it.
But police have labelled them a threat.
I think it's funny that we're seen as a threat when all we have is a few bottles and they're there with shields and stuff, and they start barging us in. I think it's really funny that we're here doing the fucking electric slide in the middle of this thing, and then they're there standing there ready to fucking I'm so sorry about my line. Ready to like bat us and stuff. Like if we touch them, they'd go ballistic. Like, and we know that. And I think it's so funny the fact that literally we've been like low-key we're a community, but like we're so at risk like here. I'm not gonna lie, there's so many under 16s.
But again, we're seeing children being kept in the kettling operation until gone midnight. We were peaceful, and they treated us like we were thugs, like we weren't worth their time. But we stayed peaceful. We stayed peaceful the whole time. And to the people who were annoyed at us for defacing statues, you've realised why, right? You realise what those people represent. I was talking about this when I was outside Buckingham. The gold on the tops of the fences of Buckingham Palace was taken from black peoples. It was taken from Africa, stolen, and yet we still glorify it to this day. And that makes us angry. It makes us so angry that you won't even engage with us on a basic level. So, here's my point. I am calling for an end to the use of kettling operations. I am calling for an immediate withdrawal of any police forces in riot gear trying to entrap people. I'm calling for the immediate release of any minors who were kept in kettling operations. They should not be there waiting on hours on end. And if you are going to keep on kettling, which I'm sure you're going to, then you need to start dropping in supplies to those people. Because I ran out of water 2 hours before. I ran out of water in the middle of the summer because I was helping people out. I spent my day helping people, handing out food, handing out water, and at the end of the day I go home to look at Twitter and see I'm being called a thug. How do you think that makes us feel? We are a movement. We are on the right side of history, and it's time you remember that.